I'm going to show you guys exactly how to track your overall calories and your macros. If you are new to tracking your macros, definitely watch this entire video all the way through. Are you aware that there is a negative stigma to tracking your calories and your macros? But what people fail to understand who think that way is that tracking your calories and macros is realistically just a way of using a set of data to get a direct output. You cannot eyeball your food every single day if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to gain muscle. It's very important to understand what you specifically need to put in your body to reach your specific goals. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to track your macros, how to log it, and how to use a food scale using a variety of different foods. First things first, you are going to need a food scale. This one I got off Amazon. It is battery powered. You don't need to charge it. It's very aesthetic, I think, and I leave it out on my counter. I use it for every single meal. I definitely recommend getting a nicer food scale. It is Nicewell. It lasted me well over a year now. Second thing you need is going to be on your phone, which is an app called MyFitnessPal. There are a variety of food tracking apps. MyFitnessPal is the most widely used fitness app. It helps you track your calories and your macros, helps you log what you eat for every single meal. There is a free version, which I personally use, and there is a premium version that is more on the pricey side, but you don't need to buy that. Don't worry about that. The most important thing that you need is your calories and macros for your specific goal. Don't make up a number. Don't go on a random online calculator and just type in your stats. It is best to get one-on-one help and work with a coach to help understand you, your previous eating habits, and your future goals and what actually is realistic for you. If you need help with that, drop a comment down below or go to nataliealexafit.com, press the application button, fill that out, and I'll get back to you and we can chat one-on-one. Now, let's hop in on how to actually track your calories and macros. Right here, I have a grass-fed sirloin from Trader Joe's. When you go to track your macros, you're gonna wanna go directly to the nutrition label on the back side of whatever it is you're gonna eat. You're gonna see on the top line, it says calories 190. You also need to check what the serving size is. So whatever calories are on the top of this label is not just whatever is in the pack most of the time. You need to make sure that these calories and the serving size is going to correlate to what you're actually gonna consume. For this sirloin, this is 1 serving per pack. So calories says 190. So I know that if I consume this entire packet, the overall calories is going to be 190. Now, other times, for example, if you take a Greek yogurt, it says calories 100. This entire tub is not 100 calories. It is 100 calories per serving. So it says about 5 servings per container. So this entire tub of Greek yogurt is 500 calories. So make sure that before you go and just consume whatever you want out of a certain product, that you actually understand how many servings you're intending to eat. The next 3 things you're gonna wanna check on this label are the fats, carbs, and protein. Fats are always at the top. So this says fats 4.5 grams. Total carbs is 0 grams and protein is 37 grams. So I know that is the overall macros for this entire packet because again, it said 1 serving per container. Right off the bat, I want to clarify how you weigh and track meat. You need to weigh your chicken, your steak, your fish in whatever form the label specifies. The label says raw, but then you cook the chicken and it shrinks, and then you want to go and weigh that out. You're actually going to be consuming more than what you're intending to. I definitely recommend weighing all your meats raw. Next up, once you know what you're gonna eat, go into MyFitnessPal. You're gonna wanna go to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks, and you're gonna create an entry for this food. Let's say, for example, for lunch right now, I'm gonna cook this sirloin and go into lunch, add food, Trader Joe's sirloin. And then at the very top, you're gonna see all of these entries, and some have the green check mark. So that tells you that some of these are verified. However, you might notice that these don't all match. You can see that my food says 190 calories, but these entries say 130 calories per 3 ounces. Now, this obviously does not match the label So this is very, very important to note. You need to check every single entry that you are creating and making sure that it matches the food you're consuming. You can either sift through all of these entries, or you can actually create a different entry for your specific food. That way, when you go and eat it in the future, you'll also have that as a reference, and you can reuse the same entry that you created. This is one right here that I typically use for this sirloin. As you can see, it matches exactly what my label says. Serving size 170 grams, 0 carbs, 4.5 grams of fat, and 37 grams of protein. Now, I did not make this entry, but the correct one was lower down in the logs. However, if I don't want to use one that someone else made, after you go to lunch and press add food, you will see my foods in the top right corner. Now, you press quick add, then you go to create a food, and you can type in the brand name. Trader Joe's. Description is grass-fed top sirloin. Serving size is 170 grams, and there is 1 serving per container. Then you go and enter in all the numbers that this label gives you. Total fat is 4.5, saturated fats is 2, cholesterol is 85, sodium is 80, zero carbs, fiber is 0, and protein is 37. Although we are focusing on protein, fats, and carbs, adding in other things like sodium, cholesterol, and fiber is going to give you a better picture of what you consumed throughout the entire day. There you go. You just created an entry for your first food. Now, let's look at something more fun, which is sour strips. This is just regular strawberry sour strips. But first things first, we're going to turn it around and look at the label. Overall calories is 110. Now let's check these serving sizes. So it says there is about 3 servings per package, but 1 serving size is 4 pieces. So that tells you there is about 12 strips in here, but 4 of them is 110 calories. And in those 110 calories, there is 0 fats, 26 carbs, and 1 gram of protein. Those are the macros for 4 sour strips, not the entire bag. If you want to eat a few sour strips as an intra-workout carb snack, you need more of a pump, we're gonna throw that in MyFitnessPal. You need to track everything that you consume, every snack, every sauce, every coffee creamer, in order to get a very accurate understanding of what you're consuming. So I'm gonna go to My Foods and press Create a Food. Brand name is sour strips. Description, strawberry. Serving size is 4 pieces or 32 grams. Let's just type in 32 grams, and servings per container is 3. Entering in all these numbers are super important as well, because sometimes you're going to want to adjust a serving because you're not always going to want to eat the exact amount you ate on a previous day. So MyFitnessPal also allows you to adjust the serving sizes, which I will also show you after we create this entry. So then you're gonna go to the next page and type in the calories. 110 calories, 0 grams of fat, 32 carb, and 1 protein. I have sour strips in the strawberry flavor entered into my snack area for the day, but what if I don't want all 4 pieces, or maybe what if I want 6 pieces? So you can go into the entry, and where it says number of servings, you can create it to where it says half a serving. So say for example, I only want 2 sour strips, then the protein, carbs, and fats are going to adjust according to the serving size that you enter. On the other hand, if I want 6 sour strips, I can do 1.5 servings. And you'll notice at the top of the screen, after you enter in a food or a complete meal, your goal calories, your food consumed, is going to adjust the remaining number of calories you have left for the day. Okay, so now that we have a very good understanding of how to read a label, understanding serving sizes, and logging that into MyFitnessPal, let's jump into using the food scale. I'm gonna have my food scale right here. Now that we have our food scale set up, I'm gonna show you guys how to weigh something out using the food scale. So make sure your food scale obviously is charged, and you're gonna turn it on, and you're gonna wanna make sure it is tared to 0. So go ahead and press tare and make sure that is zeroed out. We're gonna use this plain Greek yogurt as an example. Go ahead and look at the label on the back. 100 calories per serving, and there's about 5 servings per container. 18 grams of protein, 6 grams of carbs, and 0 grams of fats. So I actually want to have 2 servings, for example. So I'm gonna weigh out 340 grams. So as I mentioned before, 1 serving is 170 grams, and I want around 30 to 40 grams of protein. So 340 grams will be what I'm gonna weigh out on the scale. Now that I have this all set up, my scale is at 0 and the unit is in grams, I'm good to start weighing out the yogurt. I wanna get to 340 grams, which is almost 40 grams of protein. So I'm gonna keep scooping until I get to 340 grams on the scale. Since I already mentioned to you that you need to track everything that you consume, I'm gonna show you guys how I weigh out my coffee and my creamer using the food scale as well. So I have my food scale ready, and I have what I'm going to drink, and I have my glass. I'm gonna put my glass right on the scale, and I'm gonna turn it on, make sure I'm zeroed out. However, the units is still in grams from weighing out the yogurt. So I'm gonna check on my label what this is measured in. So it says serving size is 12 fluid ounces or 360 milliliters. And there's 4 servings per container and 15 calories per serving. So I'm gonna choose if I want it in fluid ounces or milliliters. Now, I like to do it in milliliters, so I'm gonna press unit until I'm all the way at the bottom showing milliliters. So we're gonna pour until we get to about 360. Okay, we're at 363 milliliters. I wanna go ahead and add my creamer, but I can't just go ahead and pour this in. I need to tare this so I'm not just adding on to what I just poured. Looking at the label, I need to understand how much I actually want to pour. So there's 30 calories per serving, and there's 55 servings per container. Now, only 1 serving is either 1 tablespoon or 15 milliliters. So, like I mentioned before, I don't really like using measuring cups, measuring spoons, any of that. It is way more accurate to use the food scale, so I'm gonna pour in 15 milliliters. So making sure that my scale is tared to 0, and since this is a liquid and also is being measured in milliliters, we're already at milliliters, so we're good to go. I'm gonna pour until it says 15 on the scale. All right, guys, there you have it. That is exactly how to use MyFitnessPal and a food scale to track your calories and macros. I hope this was not too overwhelming or confusing. Definitely drop all comments that you have down below so I can help you understand this better to help you reach your goals. I have been tracking macros for about 5 years now, and it is definitely a learning process. So don't be intimidated, don't give up, and just keep trying, keep learning, and keep asking questions. So I hope this video helped you, and please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you guys so much for watching.